Hello, hello.
Hey James, how you doing, brother?
Good, good, good.
Give me 1 second. We're trying to get set up, but we are live on YouTube right now.
Okay, good.
Thank
We might have to move it on more. That way we can be done eating by 5:45. Walk over to this game.
Well, we're not gonna walk. I'm gonna have they gonna load the buses and then we're gonna go over there. So they'll load, drop us off, and then when I say it's time to leave,
We'll load the buses and
load
go.
the buses.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our SWAC football head coaches media session for Monday, October the 27th. Just a quick adjustment. James Verrett will be moderating the media session for today, as we are currently offsite at the SWAC Cross Country Championships. So James Verrett will be leading the call. We'll begin at approximately 10:05 with Alabama A&M coach Sam Shade, followed by Coach Eddie Robinson at 11:15. Coach Cedric Thomas at 10:25. These are Central Times. Coach Raymond Woodie will be at 10:35. Coach James Colzie will be at 10:45 Central. Coach Mickey Joseph, Grambling State at 10:55. Coach Alonzo Hampton, Arkansas Pine Bluff at 11:05. Coach Terrell Buckley at Mississippi Valley State at 11:15. Coach Tmaine Jackson with Prairie A&M will join us at 11:25. Coach Fred McNair with Southern University will join us at 11:35. Coach Chris Dishman with Texas Southern will be at 11:45, and Coach T.C. Taylor with Jackson State will join us at 11:55. Once again, if you do have questions, we ask you please utilize the raise your hand feature to get your question in the queue. Please ensure that your lines are actively muted unless you're actively asking a question, and please wait to be acknowledged prior to asking your question. If there are several questions already in the queue, we're going to ask you please limit your questions to one initial question. If we got additional time, we'll work our way back to get additional questions answered. With that being said, we'll pause here for a few minutes, and the next voice you will hear at approximately 10:05 will be our moderator, Mr. James Verrett. Thank you for your patience. We'll be back momentarily.
Good morning, everyone. This is James Verrett. We're approximately 2 minutes away from starting with head coach Sam Shade of Alabama A&M. And I do see we have a couple of people with their hands raised. The way we'll get started is have coach give an opening statement. We will give the review of the score of his game this past Saturday. And after that, we will go to the two hands that are already raised. That'll be Wayne Cartwright and Perry Daniels. So we got approximately 2 minutes before we get started. Thank you. All right, let's get the party started. We're joined now by head coach Sam Shade of Alabama A&M University. This past week in the Magic City Classic, they fell to Alabama State 56-13. Coach, if you could give us an opening statement and we'll open it up to the media.
Okay, good morning, everybody. First off, my hat goes off to Coach Eddie Robinson and his staff. They had a good game plan, and they had their players ready to play and ready to execute that game plan. We started the game off actually pretty good. We kicked off to them. First play from scrimmage, they had a fumble by their running back. We caused a fumble. We recover it. And then after that, our offense takes the field, and we had a few rushing plays. We go down, we get on the board first. Maurice Edwards has a rushing touchdown that puts us on the board. And then we have a missed extra point, which was the first missed extra point of the season by our true freshman kicker, David Falk. So, that was kind of I guess a little bit of a omen of what was, going to happen after that, because after that, we didn't perform very well at all after that, particularly in that first half. In the ball game, basically, they got up on us pretty good in the first half. There was a point where in the ball game they were up 35-6, and they were the better team on Saturday. I didn't think they were 43 points better, but they got up on us at one point 35-6, and for me, and it was late in the second quarter, I had a choice of taking the air out of the ball, running the ball, or, trying to make something happen, trying to get some points. And, we were trying to win the game. We were still trying to win the game. So, we decided to throw the ball a little bit and, didn't have success, gave it back to them, and they were able to score again to make it 42-6. And, we had the same option after that. But, my thinking was we're trying to win the game. Matter of fact, there was a score this weekend where a team was down 21-0 at halftime and actually came back and won the game. My thinking when it was 35-6 was, hey, let's just go try to get some points on the board, get to halftime, and, we were going to get the ball back after half. And so, that was my thinking. But, unfortunately, things didn't go our way. And matter of fact, at the time, I didn't know that our quarterback, Eric Hanley, had hurt his shoulder on a sack he had taken like middle of the second quarter. And so, just didn't know that, he wasn't able to throw it the way that he was able to throw it going into the ball game. So, poor performance by us. I take full responsibility as the head coach. And, we got a lot of things to fix. We met with our team this morning, and we're going to bounce back.
All right, we open up for questions. Wayne Cartwright, you're first, and then Perry Daniels. Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you. Good morning, Coach Shade. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm just a little bit better than I was Saturday afternoon.
That's good to hear. So with everything that took place as you described it on Saturday, what can you say to all the Bulldog fans, alums? What can you say about just after losing the game like you did at the Magic City Classic and it being the fourth consecutive defeat in the series? What can you say about just the optimism of this team starting this week and just moving forward after Saturday?
Well, Wayne, the first thing is I can only speak on the 2025 edition of the Alabama A&M Bulldogs. I can't speak on anything that happened, previous to this year. But I can say this: it wasn't a good performance by us at all in the ball game. We went into the game, and as a coaching staff, we knew that they had more talent than we had overall. But we thought that we had a good game plan. Our game plan was actually to try to keep Andrew Body off the field as much as we could by actually running the ball. But that plan kind of got dwarfed when Maurice Edwards, our starting running back, went out of the game with an ankle injury on the second offensive series and didn't return. So we got away from the game plan. But, like I said, we were trying to win the game. We were trying to win the game. Even when they got up on us, we were still playing to win. And that's the one thing you're not going to ever see any quit out of this team. Bulldog Nation, one thing that they're going to see out of this team, we're never going to lay down. We're never going to give up. We're always going to keep fighting. It's on me as the head coach that the score got like it got, and I take full responsibility for that. But, we were trying to win the game.
All right, Coach, if time permits, I'll come back. I'll ask another question.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Perry Daniels, you're up.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, what did you learn about the Magic City Classic that you did not know last Monday preparing for this game?
I didn't learn anything. I actually, had some coaches that I've known that have coached at Alabama A&M, that have been head coaches here at Alabama A&M that I had talked to weeks ago about this game. So I really did try to do my homework and be prepared for, what the Classic was going to be. And I felt like I did that, but like I said, my hat goes off to Coach Robinson and his staff and his team. They did a great job. And like I said, leading up into the game, those guys were, a couple plays away from actually being undefeated on their season. And so we knew we were facing a really good ball club. And, just unfortunately for us, we didn't continue to execute the way we started that game off for the entirety of the game. And so, we just weren't able to get it done.
And Coach, you mentioned that your quarterback, Hanley, was unable to throw the ball the way that he is capable of throwing the ball, and you didn't realize that until game time. Did he?
No. Actually, it happened the middle of the second quarter. He took a sack.
Okay.
Yeah, he took a sack middle of the second quarter, and so what I was saying was, when the score was 35-6. I kind of had a decision to make whether I was going to try to take the air out of the ball and run it and get to halftime, or, where we're going to try to keep competing and try to score, make it 35-13, and then come back out and see what happens. Like I said, there was a team this past weekend, an HBCU team that was down 21-0. Down 21. They came back and won by 4, in the second half. So, that's just me. I'm trying to win. There are no consolation prizes.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for that clarification as well.
Yes.
All right, we got Doc Holliday, and then if we have time, we'll go back to Mr. Cartwright. Holliday, you're up.
Doc Holliday, HBC Overdrive. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good. How about you, Doc?
I'm doing good. Coming into the game, as far as defensive wise, what's the things you told your defense after the game and trying to get basically erase what you did this week and focus on next week?
Well, we knew we were facing a really good offense, high-powered offense. Obviously, led by Andrew Body, who right now I think is the best player in this conference. We knew we were facing, and they had a really good offensive line. They got 3 grads on that offensive line, and they're playing really well, and a stable of running backs that are running well, and a group of receivers that are making explosive plays. So, we knew what we were facing, and so. At the end of the day, like I said, offensively, we were hoping to control the ball a little bit to try to keep their offense off the field to, help our defense. But, we just weren't able to do that. And they had way too many opportunities, and they took advantage of them.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we got one more minute, Mr. Cartwright. Get it in real quick.
All right. So, Coach, moving forward to this week against Grambling, talk a little bit. Obviously, you talk about Hanley with his injury. Can you talk about just the status of some of the players injury-wise, and then also just talk about, the opportunity that's ahead of you guys, to reset and refresh and get ready for Grambling?
Well, right now, I talked to the team this morning, and obviously, any SWAC championship hopes have been long gone. But, our thing is we're playing, number one, we're playing for respect. Number 2, we're playing for a winning record. I mean, we're trying to lay the foundation for our program, and that's what this season is about. And so, just with the injuries, Hanley's got, he's got a little bit of a shoulder deal, a bruised shoulder, AC, kind of an AC joint bruise. Not sure if he'll be able to play. We should actually get back our 3rd-string quarterback, Ashley Tucker, who's coming out of concussion protocol. He was in a car accident a few weeks ago, and he'll be back this week. And J.D. Davis, who finished the second half out for us, going into that game, he was our 4th-string quarterback. So right now we know we'll have Ashley and J.D., and we're hoping that we do have Eric. Hoping that we do get Eric back. But yes, we actually had a number of injuries on Saturday. We had Nick Glenn, one of our defensive tackles, had an abdominal strain that he was in a lot of pain from. And then I thought the big one was losing Maurice Edwards, our starting running back, who's been kind of in and out of the lineup. But he was, we got him back healthy during the bye week, and he was having some success running the football. But we lost him the second series of the game.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this week against Grambling.
All right, thank you.
Coach, thank you so very much for your time, and good luck to you this week.
All right, guys, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Up next is head coach Eddie Robinson. And Coach Robinson, if you can turn on yours, there we go. Let's get Coach Robinson in there. And Coach Robinson was victorious 56-13 over Alabama A&M. And Coach, if you can give an opening statement, and then we will open it up for questions. We already have 3 people with their hand raised. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, good morning. So we played in the 84th Magic City Classic. Love the game, love the atmosphere. First Take was out there the day before, and Coach Shea and I went on there and talked with those guys. So it was just a great atmosphere. Got off to somewhat of a slow start. They forced a fumble early, was able to score down, but then the offense got it going. Body had a really good day. Dylan Creech caught a couple touchdowns from the tight end position. Just had a really good day. The guys just played hard. I thought the defense played probably the best we played all year, getting a couple interceptions. And I think kind of like Coach Shea said right before the half, getting the interception, and then we was able to capitalize on it. And so second half was pretty much, I think both teams scored a touchdown. And so a lot of credit to Coach, and those guys kept playing hard. There wasn't any give up in that group. And I know he'll get those guys moving in the right direction. And I told my staff and my team it's going to be much harder to win that Magic City Classic next year, because, I know that they'll have a great understanding about the game. Those guys will get a little bit better at it. And it's a lot. First year coach, I was fortunate that I had played in the game and I was around it, but that Magic City Classic is a game. And so, but we definitely were appreciative of getting the win, and the coaching staff did a great job. So those guys had everybody ready to play. Going into this week, we're going down to Prairie View and Coach Jackson. I have a lot of respect for those guys. They're going to play tough and physical. They have the same mindset that we have. They're going to protect the football. They're going to be well coached, very disciplined. So it's going to be a tough game going down to try to get a win.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to open it up for questions. We're going to go in this order. Ty Miller, then Charles Bishop, then Perry Daniels, then Doc Holliday, then Wayne Cartwright. First up, Ty Miller. You're up.
Hey, good morning, Coach. How you doing, man?
Good morning. How's it going, Ty?
I'm good. Looking ahead to Prairie View already, what have you seen about this team that when you look at them on tape makes them so tough, particularly on defense?
Well, it's a three high safety look, with a three-man front, so it's a little bit different. Not a lot of teams play that, so I think from that standpoint, alignment and assignment is going to be really big. You got to make sure you're blocking the right guy. You don't have two people blocking one guy, that type of thing. They play aggressive. They trigger hard. They tackle well. And they're opportunistic defense. So I think it's going to be tough for us to continue scoring at the pace that we have. But the guys will be up for the challenge, and coaching staff will put together a good game plan.
All right, thanks.
All right, Charles Bishop, you're up next.
Morning, Coach.
Good morning. How's it going?
I guess I'll pivot to the offensive side of the ball. Prairie View has been pretty successful in terms of rushing the football. Three running backs are pretty efficient in terms of running between tackles. But what have you seen from Prairie View offensively?
Yeah, I think to me they're very efficient. They know who they are. They have an identity. A lot of times you see guys, it seems like they're just calling plays, but they're calling plays to set up the next play. So for us, we have to be very smart about what we're doing on defense and communicate very well. So I think from a standpoint of them being able to run the football effectively with backs, and their quarterbacks are a big part of the run game. They have two quarterbacks that will play. And so it's going to be a challenge for us to get them off the field on third down and to try to win on first down, which is always our goal. So it's nothing that is different. But I think just with as efficient as they are, they won't do anything to hurt themselves. We're going to have to go down there and win the ball game, if that makes sense.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you. Appreciate that, Coach.
All right, Perry Daniels, and then Doc Holliday.
Good morning, Coach. Congratulations on the victory.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach, with the developments that took place this week in Las Vegas and Grambling upsetting Jackson State, has that sparked any new energy in your building moving forward with the chance of possibly representing the East in the conference championship?
Not really. We're in the mindset of win today and controlling what we can control. So like I told the kids, they were on the bus, and of course they were looking at the game, and they were all excited that that it kind of put us back in the running, I guess you would say, a little bit more optimism. But my biggest message for the kids was that, hey, you won the Magic City Classic, and that's why you were excited. Had we lost the Magic City Classic, then we wouldn't have cared about the Grambling Jackson results. So the biggest thing is you have to win. And when you need situations where you need a couple things to go your way, just worry about what's going on in the building. The only thing we can control is going out there and having a great Monday and a great Tuesday and a great Wednesday and doing everything we can to win down in Prairie View. To me, it makes no sense to look at anything else because you can't control anything else.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
All right, Doc Holliday, you're up.
Coach Robinson, how you doing today?
Doing well. How's it going?
I'm doing good. Aside from Saturday, what do you tell your team to try not to look ahead towards this matchup against Prairie View, going on the road and facing a team that is pretty good defensively, defensive wise? What do you tell your team about trying to control? You control what you can control.
Yeah, I mean, there's no one else to look at. I mean, this is the next game. It's a huge game for both sides. Coach Jackson was doing a great job of getting them guys to the end of the game with a win. And so week after week, they find a way to win, and you can tell that they're getting better each week. And so we know we're going to find the very best version of Prairie View football when we get down there, and they're going to be expecting to win the game as they should. And so it's going to be two teams that have a similar philosophy, two coaches that got a similar philosophy. We're going to both be physical. We're going to be tough. We're going to run the football. We're going to try to stop the run. We don't want to make mistakes. So it's going to be a mirror image of who you are. And so it's tough to beat teams like that. So it'll be a challenge for us to go down there and get a win, but we're excited about it. Prairie View has beaten us the last 2 out of 3 years. We won last year 9-6. So I think from a standpoint of us knowing that this is an opponent that's had our number the last couple of times, and we'll all be excited to play.
All right, appreciate you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, our last question for Coach Eddie Robinson is Mr. Mr. Cartwright, you're up.
Thanks, James. Hey, Coach Rob, good to talk to you again, sir. Congrats on the win this week.
Thank you.
So with this game coming up, obviously, you know, everything's a one-game season. Every week is a one-game season. And with how important this game means to both squads, them being in the West race, you being in the East race, what is the process that you and your staff in specifics are working with on all three phases to get yourselves ready for the environment down there in Texas, and also the challenges that Prairie View presents, with just all their phases of their team?
Yeah, for us, we always say the strength is in the routine. So we'll follow our same routine. You know, you wake up in the morning, you say our Horn and Creed, this is the beginning of a new day. So anything that happened in Magic City and Birmingham, that's the past. So right now you're focusing on getting your routine together in order to go down there and win one football game. And I think, you look at all the teams that are in it. It's a lot of teams, which is great. You know, it's great for the conference, great for the coaches, for the schools, for the players. Where you have a lot of teams that can say, if this happens and that happens, then we have a chance to represent the East or the West, which is great. But at the end of the day, every coach is trying to win the next game. If you're focusing on anything except winning the next game, then you're in trouble. So we realize that also. So the strength is in the routine. We're going to do our normal routine and get ready to play and do our very best to win one football game.
Well, appreciate you as always, Coach Rob, and good luck as you take your team on down there to Prairie View in a very exciting and big game that we all look forward to.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Coach, we thank you so very much for your time. Good luck to you this week, and thank you for joining us.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you guys.
That I never coached.
All right. Next up will be head coach Cedric Thomas, the head coach for Alcorn State. They were victorious over Mississippi Valley State 32-10. And let's get Coach Thomas up. Move this pen. All right. Coach Thomas, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Way to go. And let's give an opening statement, and we'll open it up for members of the media.
Yeah, it was just good to be back at home, versus the Valley State team. And started out pretty fast. I thought the guys dealt well with the conditions. Had a little mist, a little rain early, but real windy. I thought first half we came out and executed at a high level. Kind of got to a really quick start. In the second half, just kind of, maintained, the momentum that was established the first half and was able to get a win. And so just excited, that the guys got an opportunity to play at home in front of their fans and, come out on the end of a really good football game.
All right, we'll open it up for questions, and we'll go in this order. We have Stephen, then we'll go with Mr. Cartwright, and then Doc Holliday. Stephen, you're up.
Hey, good morning, Coach. Stephen Robinson, Delta News TV station, Greenville, Mississippi. Hope all is well, Coach.
Morning, Stephen.
All right. Congratulations on the win. Doing a story on a couple of your local, a couple of our local kids, Marion Blake's, Samarian Edwards. Samarian had an interception in the game against Valley, and just a couple of weeks ago against Lincoln, I know Marion had his first touchdown. Can you just talk a little about just those two guys and how they've developed in your program and how they've impressed you in terms of just their progress?
Yeah, just great young men. We talk about how the characteristics of football we got to apply to life once it's over. And those guys are the highs of the highs when it comes to that standpoint. Steve was with me in junior college, at Mississippi Delta, and followed me down. And man, he's banged up, but man, every day, he come to work, just the lunch pail mentality. He's Alcorn through and through, And Marion, just watching him play little league football, and in the Delta, had the opportunity to see him at an early stage, to see him matriculate through the athletic side of it, but also getting all the academic awards, seeing his mama down at an academic affair maybe a couple months ago, where he's excelling not only on the football field but on the classroom or in the classroom. So it's just good to see guys come from where I'm coming from with opportunities that just being maximized.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Wish you well this weekend.
Appreciate it, sir.
Next up, Mr. Cartwright, then Mr. Holiday, then Mr. Daniels. Cartwright, you're up.
Coach Thomas, how are you today?
Oh, I'm blessed. How about yourself?
Doing well. So you've been in this league for quite a while, so you know about how difficult it's been to go down and play Texas Southern from year to year. Specifically talking about getting yourselves ready to play them this week. They're coming off a bye, and obviously you guys have come off a win. What are the things that you've seen initially from this Texas Southern team that you guys are going to have to use as key areas of focus as you prepare this week to go down to Houston?
Yeah, tough mindset. Coach Dishman got them guys, man. Jennings and playing really, really physical football. Got running back by committee, whole line that'll move you. Create a new line of scrimmage. I think they may be, top 2, top 3 in the run game. And those guys, do a really good job of hitting the football down here with some inside zone, split zone, just really tough, mentality type football. So we got to make sure we're on the road. Right now we hadn't won a game on the road. So that's our challenge, to be able to, put our show on the road and stop the run and be sound in all 3 phases versus a really good football team.
Well, Coach Thomas, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Good luck to you guys down there at Texas Southern.
Appreciate it, sir.
Doc Holiday, you're up next.
Coach Thomas, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm blessed. How about yourself?
Doing good. Jumped out on Valley early in the game and did not look back into this game. But the thing we always talk about, as far as time of possession, third and fourth down efficiency, but we also talk about the penalties. What is the things you want to try to do to cut down on the penalties going into this next game with Texas Southern?
Yeah, just got to do a good job, controlling our emotions, being in-state rivals. I knew, some tempers would flare. But Coach did a really good job with his guys, just staying mentally in tune with what's going on. And we tried to do the same. So, a couple of times, guys just let the emotions get the best of them. And so that led to some personal conduct penalties and, had a couple hands to the face just off effort and playing hard. So we just got to coach it up better, making sure our hands low. That we don't get guys, hands to the face, and also just stay within ourselves and not make, critical errors when it comes from a temperament standpoint. And so, we can't make those mistakes versus this good football team. And so we got to do a really good job starting this week to just make sure that from a coaching standpoint, the guys understanding what we asking them to do.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Next up is Perry Daniels. Perry, you're up.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, can you talk about the mindset of your team getting this victory in conference? Is this the catalyst to have this team start playing with the confidence needed to expect to win every time they step on the field?
Right now we still cultivating that. And if I told you, I wouldn't be honest. I'm still figuring this team out. What I'm looking for them is just the consistency. We hadn't turned it over, from an interception standpoint. So that's good. The kicking game is, being consistent. We didn't have a field goal or extra point block for the first time. And so we just got to stay sound, in that aspect. And so if we can continue to do that and do things the right way on and off it, we're
Coach, are you still there? Looks like we may have lost Coach. Coach Cedric Thomas of Alcorn State. We've got about 2 minutes before we get to Raymond Woodie of Bethune-Cookman. And it looks like we lost the signal for Coach Thomas. And we thank Coach Thomas for his time. And we'll be waiting for Coach Woodie, which will start at 10:35. And once again, welcome to the SWAC football Zoom, media Zoom. We've already completed Sam Shade of Alabama A&M, Eddie Robinson of Alabama State, and Cedric Thomas of Alcorn State. Coming up in about 1 minute, we'll have the head coach of Bethune-Cookman, Raymond Woodie. There we go. Coach Woodie, are you there?
Yes.
All right. 10:35, and we're joined now by head coach Raymond Woodie, victorious over Arkansas Pine Bluff, 31-14. Coach, if you could give us an opening statement about your victory, and then we'll open it up to members of the media.
Good morning, everyone. Definitely proud of the guys. You know, we had a homecoming versus Arkansas Pine Bluff. You know, those guys ready. You know, obviously Coach Hampton came in. We started off a little slow. We started with the ball on the Pine Bluff 34-yard line and then went 3 and out and punted. Then Arkansas Pine Bluff then received the ball on their 20-yard line. Then they went 3 and out, and then we ended up going on an 11-play drive that resulted, you know, in a Cam Ransom 1-yard touchdown run. And then second quarter, obviously, we had a 5-yard touchdown run, and we ended up having a block punt. The guys didn't blink. You know, I'm proud of the guys. Obviously, you know, just persevering and finishing in the game on a good note and winning 31-14.
All right, Coach, if you could you slide over to your left just a little bit so we can get your center screen?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey.
Get a little bit better. Oh, yeah, perfect. Right there. Don't move.
I got
there you go. All right, we're going to open up for members of the media. We have James Hill first, then Perry Daniels, then Holiday, then Cartwright. Mr. Hill, you're up first.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in Daytona are well. Talk a little bit about your football program. It's almost like it turned the corner, and everything you've put into this program is starting to earn victories. I saw an inspired team on Saturday. Tell us about your team.
Well, I tell you what, and they expect to win. You know, obviously they was trying to figure out how to win. You know, my first 2 years, now these guys expect to win, and they're intent on getting better each week. And then they intent on getting better, then obviously the end result would be positive.
Thank you, Coach. Have another blessed week.
Thank you.
Perry Daniels, you're up next, then Mr. Holiday.
Coach Woodie, congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach, last week, Coach Hampton mentioned to us the close relationship between the two head coaches in this contest this past week. Can you talk about your relationship with Coach Hampton and how that was in defeating him on the field?
Well, you know, Coach Hampton, obviously, he's doing a great job at Pine Bluff, building a program, we share similar values. I mean, he's a outstanding guy. I root for him every game other than when we play each other, which was our first time playing each other. He's a competitor at heart, just like I'm a competitor, but he's doing it the right way. And like I said, I knew he was going to have his guys ready. I mean, those guys on defense, I mean, especially up front, they impressed me and his coaching staff. And like I said, nothing but respect for him and wish him the best. And we're glad that we got out of there with a win.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right, up next, Mr. Holiday, then Mr. Cartwright, then Mr. Brandon King.
Coach Woodie, how you doing this morning?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Going into this game, you were sitting at 2-1, but in the SWAC East, what do you tell your team as far as getting a win against Arkansas Pine Bluff that you can't look ahead and try to predict as far as trying to win out? Where now you got a tough stretch of games, last 4 games of the season, starting off with Mississippi Valley coming into Daytona. What do you tell your team as far as not try to look ahead, but look at who you playing this coming week?
Well, that's our own motto. This is the most important game because it's the next game on our schedule. We don't worry about ahead. We worry about today, so we're going to keep getting better, each day. And if we're blessed to play a game, we're going to finish that game. And then we look at the next opponent. But this is so important to us to worry about the person that's in front of us. And obviously, that's the next game on our schedule.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Mr. Cartwright, then Mr. King.
Hey, Coach Woodie.
How you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
So, with all of everything that you guys have experienced to get yourselves to the 500 mark, a lot has been obviously well documented with how well your offense has done. But I specifically want to talk about how well your defense has done these last 2 outings. You guys have held your opponents. You've only held them to 28 points out of both games, and that defensive side appears to be turning the corner in that faction. What's been the lead? What's been the cause of that, and how do you see this moving forward into this week and beyond?
Well, like I mentioned several weeks ago, when we definitely needed to get better on that side of the ball. Obviously this is all about the team. But, just making sure that what we're doing and how we're doing it is receptive to the student athletes, because it's not about what we know, it's what they know. And they got a lot of things on their mind, whether it's, academics first and foremost, it's social life. So, we slowed it down, made it simple so the guys can play fast, because it's all about stopping the run. And obviously when you do that, you have a chance. And I'm proud of those guys for being intentional on working on the techniques and fundamentals, and the attention to detail equals the execution of the play.
Well, Coach Woodie, congrats on your immediate success, and best of luck as you get ready for Valley this weekend.
Thank you.
Brandon King, you're up next.
All right. Brandon King with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab and SneakerShopTalk.com. Good morning, Coach Woodie. How you doing?
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing good. First of all, I wanted to congratulate you on another W.
Thank you.
Welcome. Wanted to ask you, and because you touched on it in your previous comments, that your first 2 years, and then there was a transition where the guys began to expect to win. And that seems to be one of the hallmarks in building a successful program, when guys go from hoping to win to expecting to win. As a head coach, can you point to a moment or a series of moments where that transition in the mindset of your ball club and your program started to change, or was it more of a gradual thing?
Well, it was gradually, like I said earlier, it's just the simple things, the details, on time means late, when you're having a meeting and the guys show up 15 minutes early, you instill discipline in, hey, having your shirts tucked in. When you walk around, you see the players are or having a player-led type situation. And that's the biggest thing. Once you start seeing that and you don't have to tell them every little thing, then you know improvement is coming. And I see this team, being player-led, and that was the goal coming in 3 years ago, saying, hey, you know what, guys? I mean, it's a lot of things that we must do. We got to be consistent, and we have to hold each other accountable. And the big thing is accountability. And I think just pressing and being consistent, eventually, you're going to get and see what needs to happen to get those wins. And I feel like these guys have turned that corner, but I want to contribute that to not just myself being a leader, but the coaches, following the vision and staying on these student athletes.
Well, thank you for that insight, Coach, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
We have a few more minutes with head coach Raymond Woodie of Bethune-Cookman. We have about 2 more minutes. And James Hill, you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Hey, Coach, talk a little bit about going into Saturday, your next opportunity, and what you would like to work on and clean up in between then.
Well, I tell you what, I know Coach Buckley personally, and some coaches on that staff. They're going to be ready to go. They're going to be intentional with the things that they need to be to come in here and give us a great game. But I want our guys to be laser focused on the things that we can control, and that's effort, and that's coming out to practice, every day, taking the coaching. We haven't done anything yet, and just having these guys, come to work every day and just keep working on those techniques and fundamentals on all aspects, whether it's special teams, which we need to get better on, offense, and defense, but just coming willing and able to getting the techniques and fundamentals where it needs to be, so we can have 3 dominant aspects: offense, defense, and special teams.
Thank you, Coach. Have a blessed week.
Thank you. You too.
All right, Coach, we thank you so very much for your time, and congratulations on the victory, and good luck to you this week.
Thank you.
All right, and up next, we will have Coach James Colzie. Coach Colzie, are you there?
I'm here, guys.
All right. Hang on one moment. We are joined now by head coach James Colzie of Florida A&M University. They were victorious over Southern University in Baton Rouge, 43-35. Coach, if you can give us an opening statement, and then from there, we will open it up to members of the media.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for that. Just, tough to win on the road. You have it's always, sign a good football team, I think, in my opinion, where you go on the road, face some adversity. We didn't know what we would get from this team, obviously, with the coaching change that they had, but excited for our guys to go down there and play in a tough environment and win the football game. Got a chance to show our depth with Jamal Haley having a big-time football game, and we had 2 or 3 offensive linemen that had to step up and play really, really well, but unfortunately, come out of there with a win, and looking forward to playing Jackson State this upcoming weekend.
All right, we're going to open it up for members of the media, and we will go in this order. Mr. Kelly will be first, followed by Mr. Daniels, Mr. Holliday, Mr. Hill, and Mr. Cartwright. First up, Kelly. Kelly, let's unmute yourself, please, Kelly.
I'm sorry, you call me Mister. That's what threw me off. It's
Oh, Miss
Keisha.
Kelly. Miss Kelly. Well, I just see a K.
Like, is that me? That's okay.
I just see
I'm
a
sorry.
K. I'm sorry.
It's normally Black College Experience, but I'm on a different computer. But
That's fine. Go ahead.
Thank you, Stan. So good morning, Coach Colzie, Keisha J. Kelly, Black College Experience. I know when we talked last week, you talked about going into that Southern University environment. Fortunately, y'all came out with a win, so congratulations on that. But what did you see? What improvements did you see on your team this week playing in at Southern University versus now what you want to prepare for going to Jackson or playing Jackson State?
We got an opportunity just to show some of the weapons that we have. We only have one football, right? But we got a bunch of weapons that we feel that we can have success with. So you get a chance to, Thad Franklin goes down, and then you you put in Jamal Haley, and then all he does is go out there and score 3 touchdowns. And so excited about the opportunity to show our depth, but it also means we need to get a lot more healthier because we had a few guys that did not finish the game. But again, excited to see our depth. We got some really, really good players, and but again, excited for our offensive side. Getting the ball in the hands of our playmakers, and you saw it. Right? We got guys. If we get the ball, the hands to them, get the ball to them. They have the ability to take it 50 to 60 and 70 yards. So excited to see that. Defensively, just need to continue to get better. We're struggling with third down. We got to get our butts off the field on third down, and that was something that we weren't able to do. And obviously, Southern was able to take advantage of that. So getting the ball to our playmakers, getting off the field on third down, and that's a great recipe to win.
Well, congratulations on that win. And I know that environment wasn't that hostile, Coach Cole.
It wasn't that bad, but you got to go on the road, right? You got to go on the road. You only dress 70, the whole 9. It's tough when you got to go on the road.
All right. Good luck this weekend, Coach.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Perry Daniels, you're up next.
Congratulations on the victory, Coach.
Thanks, Perry. Appreciate you, man. How you doing?
I'm super fantastic, Coach. Let's talk about the task at hand coming up this week. These Jackson State Tigers were taken down this past week, and they're going to look for some revenge coming up this week to take it out on somebody. How do you make sure that it's not the Rattlers that they take it out on?
Well, some of the stuff I just mentioned, right? We got to continue to get the ball to our guys that could do damage with it, and we got to do a much better job of getting off the field on third down. I think that obviously tough loss for them, but they're going. The season doesn't end for them. They're still playing for their goals are still intact for what they're trying to accomplish, and so are ours, right? So, but at the end of the day, they got some playmakers. We got to make sure we stop them. You don't know what's going to happen with their quarterback situation, but obviously we're going to prepare. They're going to have number 15 ripping and ready to go. He's obviously their team leader, so they pose some issues for us. But at the end of the day, we got to put our guys in the best possible situation to win, and that means. But at the end of the day, we got to still be able to tackle. We got to still be able to score touchdowns because field goals aren't going to necessarily do it for us. But again, they're coming in our place, and we're excited to welcome them. But I think the biggest thing for us is making sure we take care of what we need to take care of before we can worry about what Jackson State does. They're going to be a good football team. We know they're going to be upset. Coach Taylor's going to have them ready to go, and so hopefully we are ready to go as well.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Appreciate you.
All right, Doc Holliday, you're up. Then James Hill.
Coach Colzie, how you doing this morning?
What's going on, Doc? How are you?
I'm doing good. Let's talk about Jamal Haley. 157 yards on the ground, couple of touchdowns. What were the things that you seen about him that you feel like he could actually be able to start in the game against Southern?
Well, he didn't start. He came in after Thad. Thad got banged up after the first couple series, and we were trying to just find different ways to get him in the football game. He was a returner for us. He would obviously come in with Thad Franklin, to give Thad Franklin a break. But when Thad went down, right, we lost Thad early in the game. When he went down, Jamal Haley showed exactly what we thought he could do, right? He has the ability to take the distance at any time. And so we were excited to get him in those situations, right? Very, very rarely does a young man in college football, especially at the Division I level, go untouched on runs, right? So he had a couple where he was able to do that. We needed it, right? We needed it at the time that he was doing it. So, but he's something that he's been showing. He was one of the main reasons why we went and, we got him in the portal from Western Michigan. He's a great young man, does everything we need him to do academically. And had a very, very good football game. It'd be tough. It'd be tough to say he's not the player of the week, especially after the night that he had this past Saturday.
All right, appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
James Hill, you're up, and then Mr. Cartwright.
Hey, Coach. I hope you and everyone on the highest of 7 hills are well. How's it going, sir?
I'm doing well, James, and I owe you one this week. Okay, so let me know anytime. All right.
My guy.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. There's a rivalry. FAMU and Jackson State, it has implications. And I mean, this season has to play out. But when you look at FAMU and Jackson playing over the years, talk about how important this game is. And obviously Saturday is very important.
Well, I mean, I think it's still the same thing, right? The implications, right? I mean, I think, normally the winner of this game goes on and represents the East in the SWAC championship game, and it looks like it could be bold and going in that direction as well. But I mean, I think but a lot of good players have played in this thing. Some are playing in the NFL, and it's a big time game, and obviously we get the chance to host it this weekend, and one of the toughest places to play in the country. So we're excited to have that opportunity, and just to be in this opportunity, right? If you would have talked about this 3 weeks ago and us still having the chance to be a part of the conversation, we I don't know if we would be able to get there, but right now, we're playing really, really well on offense. Defensively, we got to show up some things, and I think special teams wise, we got to show up some things as well. But we're grateful to be in this spot. But again, that's not going to mean a whole lot if we don't go out there and play well, because obviously coming off a loss, they're going to be ripping and ready to go, and but we got to make sure we put our best game out there, or it could be a tough afternoon for us.
All right, thank you, Coach. Look forward to covering you this week.
Absolutely, appreciate you, boss.
All right, Mr. Cartwright, you're up next.
Coach Colzie, good to talk to you again, sir.
Absolutely. What's going on?
Everything's well, man. So with everything that you've had in this two game spell that you're in, where you guys have had a resurgence on offense, RJ's been playing pretty good, and you had Jamal Haley, you've had things rolling. But now moving into this game on Saturday night, what are all of the phases of this offense that you think that there could potentially be some matchups that you can exploit ahead of this game?
I can't tell you that, but I'll say this. I mean, they got a very, very good defense. We know we can't just sit back there and try to throw the football every down. We're gonna have to be extremely balanced in a lot of the things that we do. And when they think we're gonna run, we're probably gonna have to throw, and then vice versa, right? But they got a very, very talented defensive front, very, very talented defense. The stats speak for themselves for how well they play on that side of the football. But I do think there are some opportunities where we can make some plays, and we have those opportunities to make plays. We got to finish them, right? We got to complete. We got to complete the catch. Got to complete the throw. Got to complete the catch, right, and finish that play when you get a chance to score a touchdown. So those are things that we've been able to see over the last couple of weeks. But just to think we're going to be able to run the ball down the throat, and to think that we're just going to be able just to air it out, we're sadly mistaken. We got to be balanced, right? RJ has to continue to take care of the football like he's done throughout the season, as a knock on wood. But it'll be a tough day for us. Excited to be able to go against these type of guys, especially with the magnitude of the season and where we're sitting at right now in the standings. But offensively, we're gonna have to be balanced, but we're gonna have to take advantage of the times when they allow maybe someone to run free, or maybe if we get a big run, we're gonna be able to put some touchdowns on the board. I don't think field goals is gonna help us this week. We're gonna have to be able to score some touchdowns, and that's what we're gonna have to make sure we do.
Well, always a pleasure to talk to you each week. Good luck to you this week.
Hey, appreciate you guys.
All right, we're going to see if we can eke in Mr. Miller. Ty Miller, go ahead.
All right, Coach Colzie, good morning to you.
Hey, Ty, what's going on?
I'm good, Coach. Can you talk briefly about how winning sort of silenced some critics for a minute and allowed the team to breathe and to sort of look at the big picture that the season is far from over?
Well, I don't think we paid too much to the critics. You know what I mean? We've been really worried about concentrating on what's been going on in our locker room. We knew in our locker room the only way that it was going to get, it was either going to get better or it was going to get worse, right? And the only thing that the only way it was going to get better was the people in the locker room, right? And we continue to talk about every single thing that we do. It matters, whether it's how we arrive to the field house and how we leave the field house. So every single thing that we've done and everything that we continue to do, it matters. And the guys that are really, really doing a good job of continuing to uphold that standard. We obviously, if you look at our schedule, we had a very, very tough schedule at the beginning of the year, and now, kind of in our schedule right now, winning the games that we've won, we've done good enough to win, right? But I think at the end of the day, right, we know what's in front of us this weekend. Some of the things that we've had success with, or maybe even though we still won, we're probably not going to be able to get away with some of those things this upcoming Saturday as we get ready to play this team. So, we got to continue to show up the details. We got to continue just to work on our execution and work on our communication. And I think, we'll play our best game this upcoming Saturday. But we also know who's also coming in. So we got to make sure we're playing at a very, very high level, making sure our execution is where it needs to be for this Saturday.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Coach Colzie, we thank you so very much for your time, and good luck to you this week.
Hey, appreciate you guys, and good luck to everybody this weekend.
All right. And now we're up to head coach Mickey Joseph of Grambling State University in an exciting game. They were victorious 26-24 over Jackson State. And Coach Joseph, are you there?
Yes.
All right. And Coach, if you could give us an opening statement about the game, and then we will open it up to members of the media. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, it's a very exciting game, with the emotions running, through our veins towards the end of the game. I just want to give you guys an update on T-Set. Like we said, he's responsive. He's responsive, and he's in good spirits, and he's getting better every day. But we, just the privacy and the respect the family. Once we find out things, we'll deliver it to the media. But right now, he's in good spirits.
All right, we'll open it up for members of the media. We'll go in this order. Perry Daniels, then Wayne Cartwright, and then James Hill. Perry Daniels, you're up.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, Perry. How you doing?
I'm super fantastic, Coach. I'm going to ask for a little more clarity, and if it steps over the line of privacy for the family, please, I will take no offense to that. Does Xavion have limb movement?
Well, she's not really discussing all that with us. She's discussing that with the doctor. She kind of want us to make sure that we're out of it. She wants us to be about this football team. She don't want it about Zay right now. If you know Miss K, his mom, she's a very protective mother, but she's a very intelligent mother. She understands the game. So she's giving us what she wants us to say to the media. And she said he's responsive, he's in good spirits, and he's getting better. That's all she gave us.
Fair enough. Can I ask about the environment in Las Vegas? And you seem to have Jackson State's number for whatever reason. Can you talk about that and how your team was able to get that done Saturday?
Well, you take my hat off to the coaches and to the players, just to keep fighting and know that we was in a fight. We was down 10-0. Then we talk about the middle eight here, and to win that the last 4 minutes of that second quarter and going out in halftime with the momentum, we was going to come out with some momentum. But Jackson State's a really good football. And I tell people every time I was on the staff and defeated Jackson State, they always went on to win the championship. So, usually we give them a wake-up call. We give them a wake-up call. They was coming off a bye week, and a lot of people, if you look at bye weeks, sometimes you can overdo it with your kids. But the players and the coaches, they fought, they believed in the game plan, and you just got to keep fighting. You just got to keep fighting. They're one of the top teams in FCS, not just in HBCU, just FCS. But it shows you that we have a good football team over here. But you know what? You can't give people gifts, and that's what we tell our kids. You give gifts to people, they're going to beat you in this league.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you, and our prayers are with the T-Set family.
Thank you.
Mr. Cartwright, then Mr. Hill, then Mr. Bishop. Mr. Cartwright, you're up.
Hey, Coach Joseph, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
So, with all the emotions from Saturday and traveling back from Vegas and all of that, what's the process now that you and the staff have undertaken with your team to get them mentally now starting on the path to get ready for this Alabama A&M team coming to the hole on Saturday?
Well, we got back about maybe between 3 and 4 in the morning, and we didn't do any work with them on Saturday. On Sunday, on Sunday, we didn't do anything with them. Kind of just got together, had a team meeting, update them on Zay, get them going. And then we have a 24-hour rule where we bury the game on Sunday, and then Monday morning we wake up and we start getting towards our opponent. And they've been doing a good job of that, of putting things behind them, because the PV loss was a shocking loss because we turned the ball over. The Texas Southern was a devastating loss because we lost by 1 and we turned the ball over. So we sooner or later we had to figure out how to go 1-0 for the weekend. So now we get them back. We let them rest up yesterday. They'll volunteer with the pool today to get their bodies back, and then we'll get back on the practice field tomorrow, and their bodies should be back to normal with this trip. I take my hat off to the kids, because what they had to do once they arrived in Vegas with that 2-hour switched. And that's what they listened to. The majority of them listened to, maybe 2 or 3, and they jumped in the boat after they figured that they didn't know, because there was some of them first time even going that far west. So I just take my hat off, because what they did when they got there to get themselves ready to play on that West Coast time, that's dangerous. That's why too many people don't go that far to play games. The NFL's got to do it, but you got to have resources to be able to do that all the time.
Well, Coach, appreciate those answers as always. And, your brother got a win over them Cowboys, too. So had to drop that one in. Good luck to you this week.
Yeah. He called me last night. Trust me.
Good luck to you this week, sir.
Thank you.
All right, James Hill, then Mr. Bishop, then Mr. Holiday. Mr. Hill, you're up.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on that victory out in Vegas versus Jackson State. I hope you and everybody in Grambling are well. Can you talk a little bit about what you see from Alabama A&M and what are some of the things you'd like to stop, if you will, without giving all your scheme away? But what do you see when you look at the Bulldogs?
Well, it's just like anything. We want to try to dominate the line of scrimmage, but I think they're playing with their backup quarterback. I think throughout this conference, a lot of people playing with their backup quarterback or even their third string quarterback. So one thing that they want to do, they're probably going to try to establish the run. It's easier to hand this ball off than drop back and throw it every down. So we want to make sure that we have, like we said before, we want gap integrity, and sometimes we're in our gap, but sometimes we always say it's an unscouted look or it's an unsound play, and it's supposed to be a one back power and it bounces out to the sideline. We don't have edges, things of that sort. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything that these coaches are asking us to do as a player, and we want to continue to play hard. We want to continue to to give our all, and that's what I do enjoy about this team, that they do give their all, and they do. It is a lot of pressure on them for us when they make a mistake, because we know how much time we put in as coaches, and for you not to understand and not to get it done on Saturday, that means we're not getting you ready to play under pressure. So you got to play under pressure here at Grambling, and we put the pressure on you.
Thank you, Coach. Have another great week.
Thank you.
Charles Bishop and then Doc Holiday. Mr. Bishop, you're up.
Charles Bishop, Dr. Cavil's inside the HBC Sports Lab. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. How you doing, Mr. Bishop?
I wanted to ask this question of just looking at the special teams. You guys did a tremendous job. Not only did you get the punt block, but you also did a tremendous job in terms of kickoff coverage and keeping Jackson State's kickoff individuals, Travis Terrell, Eric Simmons, kind of pinned up. But just talk about what did you guys see in film going into that game?
Well, we knew they were great returners. We know Josh. Josh is he's a little sore, because he overkicked sometime. So we know Josh was going to at least get it to the goal line. But I was telling him, if you get it to the goal line, give us more height so we can run underneath it. But I thought Coach Ricard did a great job of guys standing in lanes and moving guys around. And I thought when we got to the point of attack that we were physical with them. And that's one thing about with returners, you got to hit them. You got to hit them. You got to make them slow down with hitting it. And I think these kids slow down a little bit because we was hitting them. But you take your hat off to Coach Ricard and that special teams, of that kickoff cover team, because we've been thinking about it. We're not kicking away. We're not sky kicking. We're gonna kick it to him. And I told him, I said if it's 3 yards in the end zone, he's gonna bring it out, because that's just their mentality, and I love it. So when they bring it out, now let's make them pay. Let's make them pay. Let's make them not get past this 20. So the kickoff team did a great job. We came in, blocked the punt at the end. They exited that, so the special team stepped up. Then we missed the first field goal because we thought Theodore was a little early, and when he missed it, so he couldn't get everything in it. And so when that happened, I said, okay, when it's long field goals, I'm gonna go with Josh. And Josh has been sore, but he said, Coach, I can do it. And our rule is this: if you get on that bus and you get to that stadium, you better find a way how to play. Because if not, don't come. And that's just point blank. Don't come. If you banged up because it's their decision when they're banged up. If they can go, if they can't go. I don't make that decision. I just make you tell me what you're gonna do. But once you jump in and you say you're in, then you're in. So Josh did a hell of a job. We love Josh. Josh is he's a little different character, but we deal with it.
Sure thing. I appreciate that, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Doc Holiday, you're up.
Coach Joseph, how you doing today?
Doc, how you doing?
I would be better if y'all didn't beat my Cowboys like that.
Well, you think about it, y'all got to put some money into your defense. Then y'all let Parson go. Why y'all let Parson go? Come on now.
Hey, man,
hey, listen, this way I tell kids all the time: billionaires deal with handshakes. So if he shook that man's hand and said that it was good and and didn't speak to that agent, then that's all him.
Yeah,
but that shows
man. Let's get to that last drive, man. The last drive of the game where you end up kicking the field goal to put yourself up by 2. Just going down that 4th and 9 where where Jackson State just ran a blitz and you got your first down. What did you see in that as far as with the QB going in on that play?
Well, we didn't want it. We wanted to throw it around, but we also told him if it's not there, pull it down and run. Because like you said, when you send heat, that means you nobody's in the middle of the field. And so he was able to escape the pressure and run out of it. And that happens a lot. That happens a lot where we have pressure as a defense and then just run out of it. And Danberg did a great job. He did a great job of running out of it and getting the first and give us the opportunity to get get in line, put the field goal. So we happy. We're happy. We're happy. We're on the right side. We're on the right side, but we got room to improve though. We got to make sure we improve because we got some things on the film that we don't fix it, they're gonna exploit it next week.
And what you tell your team as far as not to get ahead of themselves, sitting at 2-2 in the conference, and you can still make a run for getting into the SWAC championship?
Well, we talk about one game at a time, and we trying to go 1-0 this week. Don't look at the past, look at the future. And our Pastor George did a great chapel sermon the other day when he said the rearview mirror is smaller than the mirror that's in the front of the car. So we don't want to look what we didn't do. And that's it. I'm talking to myself because I'm the one to always go back and say, okay, if we would have did this. But you know what? We gotta figure out this week what to do with the quarterback situation, how we're gonna work the quarterback situation, and how we're gonna play as a team. That some of these, with wins, they're probably gonna look ugly. But I'd rather ugly win than a close loss.
I appreciate you, Coach. Now I got to hear from my niece that they beat us this past week. You have a good one, Coach.
You too.
Coach Joseph, we thank you so very much for your time and good luck to you.
Hey, good luck to all you guys this weekend. Good luck. Okay.
All right. And up next now we have Alonzo Hampton. Coach Hampton, are you there?
Yes.
There we go. All right. Coach Hampton, if you could give us an opening statement. You on the losing side of a 31-14 decision with Bethune-Cookman, and after that, we'll open it up for members of the media.
Yes, we went down to Daytona to play Bethune-Cookman. Coach Woodie had his guys ready. First half, it was a great game, 14-7. We were able to slow them down offensively on defense, made a few plays, and then, we weren't able to punch some in, missed some opportunities, but hats off to Coach Woodie and his staff. His defense played really, really well and kind of shut us down. And so, therefore, man, they got rolling in the late third quarter. And so congrats to them.
All right, we're going to open up for members of the media. We're going to go in this order. Tanner Spearman first, Black College Experience second, and then Mr. Cartwright third, Hill, then Daniel. Spearman, you're up.
Good morning, Coach. Got Southern coming up this week, and I know the past 3 times UAP and Southern have met up, UAP has not managed to score a touchdown. When you look at your offense and the struggles you've had the past couple of weeks, what's the biggest thing you guys need to get corrected in practice this week to get ready for Southern?
Just drop touchdown passes. We threw 3 touchdown passes in the first half. Big plays that were dropped. We missed a wide open receiver, like the second play of the game, walk-in touchdown. And we just got to focus on the details. Everything matters. Everything affects everything. At times, we're not doing the things that's necessary to get wins. We're so close, but yet so far. Over the last 3 weeks, man, I could show you probably 20 plays. You'd be like, man, how did they miss that? How did they do this? So we were there, and we just got to be able to shore that up. We got to coach better. Too many times, guys may miss a hole like that could extend a drive. And too many times, like I said, just open running backs or receivers, not catching the ball, not helping the quarterback out. And sometimes the quarterback just got to stay in the pocket. And we got some guys that can run, and they're open, but they got to catch the ball when they open as well. So, we've had 3 great weeks of practice. Practice hadn't changed. And just trying to get them to understand the bigger picture. Okay, in critical moments, can you be at your best? In the last 2 weeks, man, we've had critical moments in the game. We just wasn't able to make the play. And when you play really good football teams, you're not going to get to win. So we got to continue to work on that. And, they're hurting because they know that we're right there. But somehow you got to find a way, man, to lock into that moment. Don't miss your moment.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Black College Experience, you're up next.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Great. How are you?
Oh, it's good afternoon on this side. It's Keisha J. Kelly at Black College Experience. So, Coach, going back to Media Day, I remember when we were walking out, you talked about how you wanted Pine Bluff to be on the beating up side, beating up some people. So now as you face this Southern University team this upcoming week, talk about some of the good things your team has done and how y'all can capitalize on that.
I think the things we got to do is we got to be able to run the football. Got to be able to control the line of scrimmage. And when I say beating up people, we knew we had an experienced offensive line, a couple guys coming back. And we just at times we haven't just stuck with the run. We need to be able to do that. Then on our defensive line, our guys have done a really good job. But now you're asking the guys in the back end, the linebackers and the secondary, they gotta do their part. And so everything's won on the O-line, D-line. And so we just got to continue to get better. Team defense, team offense, in all three phases. We got to play together. Even over this weekend, we had a block punt. That's how we scored the first touchdown. So, man, we're just so close. And eventually, as the great Bobby Bowden says, you lose big, then you lose close, and then you win. So, man, we're somewhere where now we lost big the first year and a half. Second year, we're starting third, going into third year, we're losing close games, and we know we're right there. And I tell people every game, with the exception of Texas Southern. I don't know who that football team was. Maybe it was a 9-hour bus ride, but every other game we've had an opportunity to win every game in our conference. So our kids are battling hard. We'll have a great week of practice, and the sun came up this morning, so we're on the right side of it. You got to keep working.
All right. Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it.
All right, up next, Perry Daniels, then James Hill, then Wayne Cartwright. Mr. Daniels, you're up.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Coach, can you talk about what you've seen from this Southern University football team and what you expect from them under their new leadership?
Because, they got two of the best running backs in this conference. That's what I saw. They got a big offensive line. I know Henry Miller well. I was his GA when I got into college coaching. That was my first job. I was Henry Miller's defensive GA. And he used to have to tell me to back up. Man, you're doing too much, Hamp. And so they're going to play hard on defense. They're big. They're athletic. They're going to play man coverage. And then their offensive line, man, they're huge. They don't look like a FCS school on the O-line. And then, obviously, you got Trey Holly, man. That kid was a four-star, five-star kid. He was at LSU for a reason. So we got to stop the run. And if you can help me, maybe we can put 13 guys on the field because that's what they did. Watched the game last night. We got in late, but I watched 3 games already, man. Those guys, that's a good football team. And, obviously, anytime you have a change in coaching staffs, guys get a new sense of energy. And, again, man, my hat's off to Coach Graves. He's an outstanding person. I hate that happened for him. He's a man of God, so I already know God got a better plan for him. And so I'm praying for him and his family. But, we got to be able to stop the run.
Thank you, Coach.
James Hill, then Wayne Cartwright. Mr. Hill.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in Pine Bluff are well. Great to see you and those gentlemen on Saturday. Talk a little bit about Mr. Peters and Mr. Jennings on the offensive side of the ball as you go into your next game versus Southern.
Again, we got to make plays. We're not making the plays in critical moments. I'm going to give Coach Woodie another shout out. His defense, man, they played exceptional. Held us out of the end zone. And like I said, the first touchdown, we blocked the punt. We got the ball on the 1-yard line. We were able to score. And obviously it's a game of inches. We missed some passes that could have been scores, but it wasn't scores. And then even when we played Grambling State a couple weeks ago, man, we had the ball in the red zone 3 times, got 3 stops back to back, and we couldn't punch the ball in. So we got to be better. You got to be better running the ball, got to make better decisions, and the receivers got to do a better job of catching the football when the ball is thrown, because he's making some great decisions at times. So, man, we're gonna keep fighting, keep battling. Good to be back at home this week, and again, man, we just got to get some things cleaned up because we're right there. And our guys, I mean, they bleed. We just got to put the work in and continue to trust the process.
Thank you, Coach. Have a great week.
You too, sir.
Coach, our final question will be Mr. Cartwright. Cartwright, you're up.
Hey, Coach Hampton.
Yes, sir.
Like that jacket, by the way. So I want to just generalize a few things into my question. Over your 3 years now that you've been the head coach, you guys have had roller coasters of emotions. You've had close losses. You've had second halves where you guys have been, beaten kind of physically. You've had everything, man. But now, as you're at this point of the season, moving ahead, what is it going to take, man, starting this week to start getting to that alternate ending in the movies?
Hey, I don't know about movies. I just know about God's plan, God's purpose for me as a head football coach is to wake up every morning and have belief, have faith. And I give that to our coaches. Man, you got to believe in what God has called you to do. You got to be able to get your message across to the players. They're fighting hard, but then they have to understand that we all have a path that we have to walk. And you have to walk in your calling, which means I got to do my 111. And we go back every week and you pull about 7 or 8 plays. And it's guys making critical mistakes at the wrong time. And that costs you the game. And so it's been very frustrating. The Grambling game was very frustrating because we were up and we didn't make the defensive stops. We played well, held them to under 300 yards, and you lose the game after you get 3 turnovers. And then you play last week. I mean, Bethune coming in averaging 40 points a game, and it's 14-7 at half. 6 possessions, man. We make them punt 2 times in the first half, 2 3-and-outs. And then it's 14-7. So you hold them to 160 yards, but you don't score points. So we got to continue to I use this analogy from my mom. I know she on high, up high looking and listening. Anytime she said, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom. All right. And so I tell our players, like, man, I've invested 3 years in this program. And I'm telling you, when I say invested, I'm talking about 17, 18 hours a day, man. We're grinding. And when you put yourself in position to win a game, I want the players to understand, man, we watch a lot of film as coaches. You have to trust us. Don't trust yourself. All right. Trust the scheme, trust your teammates. And if you do those things, you're going to have a chance to win. And so that's where we at. Man, we got a home game. And like I say, man, it's no better feeling to walk in this building every morning with a smile on my face. I just thank God that he chose me to be the leader of these men. And, man, we ain't going to blink. Like I said, when trouble comes, the only thing I do is look up. I don't look down. I don't look around because I know where my help come from, and all mine come from above. I ain't mean to go to church on you this morning, but at the end of the day, man, we right where we need to be. And in the due time, God's going to reward us for the work that we put in. And I think the last couple of weeks have been frustrating for our players and our coaches because the work has been put in, but, we haven't gotten the desired ending that we want, but we got to finish strong. We got another chance on Saturday. How about that, Mr. Cartwright?
Hey, I love it. And that's one of the reasons why I always sing your praises on my show, because I love your work ethic, your passion, and your spirit. So continue to do what you do, sir. And good luck this week.
Man, I appreciate you, brother.
Coach, thank you so very much for your time and good luck to you this week.
Appreciate it. Good luck, everybody.
All right. And now it's time for Terrell Buckley, the head coach of Mississippi Valley State University. Coach Buckley, are you there?
Yes.
All right. Coach Buckley was on the losing side of a 32-10 defeat
I am
to
here.
Alcorn State. Sir, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We got you.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Loud and clear. All right, Coach, if you could give us an opening statement and we'll open it up for members of the media.
I mean, you just said it. We was on the losing side of a game that I felt like going into it that we was ready for. We changed practice up, just doing things different. The coach around here, obviously we hadn't had a winning season in so long. So we're trying to do things different, playing different guys, trying to find that right combination. Not just sitting around and taking it. We're going to change some things up again this week. So this is an ongoing battle. Like I told the staff again this morning, this is, a program over the last 75 years has had like 10 winning seasons. So the understanding and the mindset is not easily changed, right? And again, that's why I'm here, being a change agent. We have to make changes and move forward. We're not just going to sit around and just take it.
All right, we open it up for members of the media. We'll go in this order. We have Stephen Robinson of Delta News, then then Wayne Cartwright, then James Hill. You're up with Delta News. Did they leave? Yep, looks like they left. All right, and next up we'll go with Wayne Cartwright. Wayne, you're up.
Hey, Coach Buckley, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Well, as I always say every week, I always appreciate just your passion and just your energy. So with that being said, moving into this game this week against Bethune-Cookman, the offensive numbers that they've had, just the travel that you guys have to make down there to Florida. What's the message that you have for getting your team to flush what happened this past Saturday and get them focused on the opportunity that you guys have down there in Florida?
Well, we use the thing 1-0 this week. Moving on. We got 24 hours to celebrate a win, 24 hours to flush that out, what you just said. And we flushed that out. We had kind of meetings and all that stuff. Just conversation to get rid of all that, and let's move forward with what is the goal? To put together 4 quarters. We put together some great first halves, some bad second half. We put together recently bad first half, pretty good second half. How can we get 60 minutes out of it? So we as coaches have to constantly be adjusting, trying to get the right combination. And now the players have to go out and execute it. And this is another opportunity to do that. We have 5 games left. Let's go. Show your worth. There's a lot of football in front of you guys. And here's the opportunity to get even more tape if you got some other things on your mind.
Well, I appreciate you as always, Coach Buck, and good luck down there in Florida this week.
Thank you.
James Hill, you're up.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in the Delta are well. Can you talk a little bit about returning to Florida? Yeah, you were Tallahassee and the success you were able to get done, but you have an opportunity to take your team to Daytona and play some football. But just talk about the success you've had there and being able to bring your team in as you buckle up and get your team where you want it.
And you said it right. We got to buckle up. We're actually going to stop in Tallahassee and get a little practice in. We was going to go over to FAMU and practice, but we have to play them later on in the year. But it's another opportunity to showcase. We are like anybody that's losing, right, that you're not getting what you want. Everybody says the same thing. We got to improve in this. We got to make these plays. There's no different for us. You look at the tape and you cringe. You're like, what are we doing? We let Alcorn score right before half with 5 seconds left. In a 2D defense, the safety, it should have been a pick. That should have been a win for us. So if we go in at halftime down 16-0 versus 23, the momentum, I think, would have shifted. So we are getting in position, not making the plays. So what do you have to do? Coach better, play better, get better players. I mean, it's very simple.
Thank you, Coach, for everything you're doing in the Delta.
Thank you.
Now, time for one last question. Stephen, you're up.
Yeah, sorry about the mishap a little earlier. wind up hitting the wrong button and got exited from the Zoom. But Coach, just wanted to touch on your quarterback room right now. Where do you stand? I know Josh Brown has been your starter right now for the past number of games, but Nunez, I know he's been getting some playing time as well. But where do you stand right now in your quarterback room moving forward?
We're moving forward. We have what we have. We're going to play the best guys that give us the opportunity to win the ball game, right? To be efficient on offense. We're giving up 32 a game and only averaging 21. That math is not mathing the way that we want to math. So we are constantly evaluating and trying to put the best product out there.
All right, Coach, we thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you.
We wish you good luck this week.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much for Coach. And now we'll have Tmaine Jackson of Prairie View A&M. Coach Jackson, are you there?
I am.
All right. All right, Coach. Good morning to you. And Coach was victorious over Lincoln, 38-0. Coach, if you could give us an opening statement, and then we will open it up for members of the media.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. We had our homecoming game this past week against Lincoln University. I think this is our fourth home game and the third time that we hit some kind of delay. So we played the first quarter, played about 3 minutes into the second quarter, and then we hit a delay for about an hour there. And so we came back and played 2 8-minute quarters for the third and the fourth quarter. So altogether, our team played about 34 minutes of football, which as a coach kind of makes me nervous and that we didn't get a full game in. But I was really proud of the way our guys handled the delay, proud of our coaches and our administration figured out a way to at least make the game continue and happen. And so we won. We expected to win, and now we get back into this our conference play, starting with a really good team in Alabama State.
All right, we're going to open it up for members of the media. We will go in this order: Mr. Hill, then Mr. Holliday, Mr. Cartwright, and Mr. Daniels. Mr. Hill, you're up.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everybody on campus are well. You've been able to establish a wonderful culture and a team that works hard and it's yielding results. Can you talk about this next opportunity against Alabama State and what you see when you look over at the Hornets?
Yeah, Mr. Hill, good morning to you as well. We are certainly excited to face an opponent of this caliber. When we got here, we just wanted to put our head down and continue to grow daily and get better as we go. I'm proud of our guys as far as the guys that are here, the new guys that we brought, and as well as the guys that stayed, and the way that they meshed and jailed and formed a cohesive unit. Those guys work extremely hard every day, and so to be in the position to play a established opponent like Alabama State, we're really excited for that. We're excited to test our mettle up against it. We don't look too far ahead or listen to things outside of our program. When we got here this summer, we went to media day. We were picked to be at the bottom, and so we continue to keep a bottom mentality, trying to fight our way out. And we're gonna get a good test. They got a really good quarterback. They got really good coaches. They're well coached, really good defense. And so as I sit here and watch the tape, it's hard to find a bad spot on their team. And so we got our work cut out for us, but I think our kids will certainly be ready as they have been for the previous games.
Thank you, Coach. Have another great week.
Thank you.
Doc Holliday and Cartwright. Holliday, you're up.
Doc Holliday, HBCU. How you doing today, Coach?
Doing good, Doc.
All right. Going into the homecoming game, what did you tell your team? Try not to look ahead for this big upcoming matchup with Alabama State this weekend.
Yeah, what I told our team was what we've always said. Who are we to be looking past anyone? We've done nothing to be looking past. I don't know if we'll ever get to that point, but if we ever start getting to that point, then there better be a lot of trophies behind us that we've achieved and that we won because nobody in our program has done anything to be looking past anyone or any opponent. And so we talk about that a lot. We talk about what complacency can do when you win games. And, we're talking to some guys that places that they've been, they haven't been very successful. Some of our players shared with me the other day that this is the first time that they won more than 5 games in a season. We're not around here competing for bowl championships. Man, we're on the quest to win our conference. And so when you're on the quest to win the conference, and that's been diluted in our football society where, people just on certain levels fighting for 6 games and getting mayonnaise dumped on them. We ain't doing that. We're trying to get a championship, and that's why we came here. And so when you're in that mode, you don't look past anyone, any day, anything. You respect everyone, and you continue to put your head down and work, and then we'll find out what we are at the very end when it's all said and done. So that's what we talk to our guys about all the time, and so it was no different going into that game.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
Mr. Cartwright, you're up.
So Coach, you're saying you don't want to play in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. All right. All right. So first off, hope you're doing well. Congrats on the win this week. What I want to specifically ask you is, you've done so much work, whether it's you've been working to change the culture, you've been trying to get students, get people to come to attend the games. You've been working on the passion. With this now being just for this particular game week, as big of a game it is, what is the vibe around your team and also around the campus ahead of this week's big game against Alabama State?
Well, within our building, it's a big game because it's our next opportunity. We certainly don't downplay opponents, but it's in our minds, our opponents are nameless gray faces, man. We're just trying to get better. Again, trying to figure out what we're going to be in the end. In order to do that, you got to play well day to day and play to play, not just here and there. And so for our people outside of the building, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was really proud of our fans for staying through the rain delay. We sold more tickets. I think we almost did get to a sellout from a ticket standpoint, but rain and everybody didn't attend. I think we had like over 11,000. So I was proud of that. What I learned about our fans and our alums, if you challenge them, they'll answer. Everybody's got the people that want to make a comment about something, right? We look at that as losing. So we don't really take any heed to that. The people that were here this weekend and stayed, we expect those people to come back this weekend, because we shouldn't just bring RVs into our parking lots for just homecoming. In championship programs, RVs are required weekly. And so we're teaching people how to win, what winning looks like. And I don't say that as a slight in people's face, but man, I'm from here, so I know the history of our program. And it ain't normal to think about championships here at Prairie View A&M in football. And so we're trying to get that back. We're trying to get that going. And when you do that, sometimes you have to have some conversations, whether it be publicly on social media or privately, to make people understand what it is that we're trying to do. And I've been very proud of the way that they've come in and expressed and donated and given back to these young people. And so I know that makes us we're on the right path. But as far as in the building, man, we're focused, laser focused on this Alabama State team. And we know that they bring a good crowd when they come. A lot of Alabama State alums in this area. I was coached by some. And so, man, we're looking forward to a good crowd. We're looking forward to a great football game.
Well, appreciate you as always, Coach Jackson. And we're looking forward to seeing this big game this week. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Perry Daniels, you're up next.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, you're very familiar with the conference, and when your team matched up against Grambling earlier in the season, you talked about the Joseph family being royalties of coaching. Well, this week, you're facing Eddie Robinson Jr., who is royalty of this conference. Can you talk about that aspect and how you view that matchup?
I got a lot of respect for Coach Robinson. When I was in the league before at the other place, Coach Robinson was doing some commentating, and he was always very sharp and newest stuff. And man, you're talking about a guy that I used to play Madden, and I would beat a Mike Backer because I know he was gonna make the tackle on Madden. So I've got a lot of respect for him, and really got a lot of respect for him as a head football coach, because he was hired at a time when people thought that was a fad, and that dude has done a phenomenal job with the program. He absolutely loves the program in the conference, and you can see it in the way that his team plays. And so we know that they're going to be well prepared. We know that they're going to be physical. We're going to have to match and exceed what it is that they do because of the respect level that I've got for him and who he's hired, and then just the way that his young people play. And so certainly glad to be a part of the same conference as him. But man, I admire the dude, man, because the dude made a lot of tackles, and I won a lot of games in college on the PlayStation, man, because that dude was a sure tackler on that game, just like he was in real life.
Coach, I so much appreciate those comments and your transparency there. Thank you, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Coach, we thank you so very much for joining us, and good luck to you this week.
Thank you. Go Panthers.
All right. And up next is interim head coach Fred McNair. Coach McNair, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. And could you cut on your camera if you have access to it?
Yes, sir. Should be on. I cut it off.
Hang on one moment, Coach. There you go.
It's on?
There you go. We got you.
Okay.
All right, Fred McNair, the interim head coach for Southern University, on the losing side of a barn burner game, 43-35 to Florida A&M at A.W. Mumford Stadium. Coach, if you could give us an opening statement, and we'll open it up for members of the media.
Yeah, I thought it was a well played game by both sides, the FAMU and Southern. I thought that we came out and scored some points. And we gave up a lot. Just the idea that we just have to play better on all phases of it. I mean, it's just a competitive game, but it was played within the confines of the rules. Other than that, we just thought we had a chance to come back. We was down 2 scores about 5 minutes in the fourth quarter. I thought we had a chance to come back, and defense made a great stop on 4th down and a half a yard. And offense get the ball, give us a chance to go down, at least tie it up. But we had some miscues there in that last minute of offense. So we fell short, but I thought that the team really fought with effort. They played a hard-fought ball game on both sides of the ball. They strained themselves very well, and I was very pleased with the effort that they gave. You know, anytime you coming out of interim coach, you look for something different out of the players, but they showed much respect for me coming in, which I've been here a year as well. So they know my face, and I think the guys really embraced the moment, the opportunity to come in and play a game against FAMU. So looking forward to this week. Got to just come out and practice hard and with the same intensity and purpose to come out and try to win a game on Saturday against a real good University of Arkansas Pine Bluff football team.
All right, we have a number of people that have their hand raised, so please limit to one question. We're going to go in this order. We're going to have Tanner Spearman, then Black College Experience, then Mr. Cartwright, Holiday, Daniels, and Hill. So first up, Tanner Spearman.
Good morning, Coach. I wanted to ask you about your offense real quick. You know, you came out and scored 35 points this past week, by far the most you have in several weeks. What allowed you guys to suddenly come out and have that kind of success on offense?
You know, I think with the collaboration, what we've been doing offensively with the coaching staff, we executed a good game plan. I think that the guys really executed the ball very well. I think we were very successful on third downs. That's the biggest thing I look at. When you look at stats, I look at 2 things, the third downs and the penalties. I thought we did a very good job offensively of converting third downs. It was a big help for us to continue to drive and score points. And on the defensive side, I think we kind of gave up a lot of third downs conversions, gave us a lot of big plays, a lot of explosive plays on that side of the ball. We just got to be able to minimize those explosive plays and on defense. And then on offense, we kind of create more explosive plays. So being able to put past week was great for us, great for the offensive spirit, so it's always challenging each and every week when you face another defense, just preparing ourselves to face a good Pine Bluff defense. Guys up front, they interchange a lot of players up front, so we got to be prepared for all kind of things up front. The front seven is what win ball games. So offensively, we got to be prepared to be able to execute offensively like we did this past weekend on third downs and make conversions and move the ball down the field.
Thank you, Coach.
Black College Experience, and then Cartwright.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. So, Coach, as you get ready to face a University of Arkansas Pine Bluff team, what are you doing to make sure the guys execute and finish this game strong to win down in Pine Bluff?
That's the biggest thing. The practice that we have, is very intense, and I appreciate the guys, coming out each and every day with effort and with an attitude to have the mindset to go in and win ball games. A lot of time when you haven't won in a game in a while, and the spirit kind of leaves the team. But I think as a coaching staff, we're doing a great job of keeping these young men upbeat that we have, encouraging them each and every day. Just being able to play a ball game and finish it is the biggest thing that we have to do to maintain the spirits of the young men. I think they're still excited about football. From what I've seen each and every day, these guys are still coming to practice, to work hard and to get better each and every day. So just the encouragement part, I think, is still there with these young men. They're still gonna fight until the end.
All right, good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Cartwright, you're up, and then Doc Holliday.
Hey, Coach McNair, pleasure to talk to you today. Hope everything is well for you.
It's going great right now. Thank you.
That's good. So sitting where the team is that after you've taken over, what is the mission that you have, not just this week, but just moving forward in terms of keeping the guys engaged and keeping the spirit up, to finish this season strong?
That's always a challenge when you're coming in as an interim coach, just the mindset of the young men. And I think that what I'm doing and the coaching staff is doing to making sure these guys are upbeat. Like we said, we still have our routines we have to do during the course of the week and make sure that, all the guys know me. They always come up to me and talk to me. So the biggest thing is just keep these guys locked in on the task at hand and be able to play another football game on Saturday. It's a blessing. So they understand that part. They understand the aspect that we really have to win ball games. So the upbeat of that is still in front of us. And so we're going to continue to drive these guys, to drive these young men, the best of our abilities as coaches to keep them on the right track, whether it's academic or athletic, So we have to make sure that they're doing all the right things, just the little thing that matters. And I think that we'll make forward progress. We just got to continue to push forward and finish ball games.
All right. Appreciate you, Coach, and good luck this week at Pine Bluff.
Thank you.
Doc Holliday, then Perry Daniels, then James Hill. Let's move quickly if we can.
Coach McNair, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, sir.
All right. I know you talked about third down efficiency and penalties. What are some things you want to try to improve, especially on the penalty aspect?
Our pre-snap penalties is our Achilles tendon, so we have to stop those pre-snap with the offsides, with the false starts and stuff like that. That's always a problem. We had 10 penalties this past week, and I think 4 of them was pre-snap penalty with the offsides and 4 false starts on offense. And so we got to minimize those mistakes there. It's push behind the chains and just encourage the guys just to stay motivated. Everybody biting at the bits to get a start on it, but we got to just settle down and just play sound football, offensively and defensively.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Perry Daniels, then James Hill.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, it's been a couple of years since we've talked to you on this call. You've been immensely successful in this conference as a head football coach. What are some things on your journey that would assist you in being successful again as a head football coach in this conference?
We got to continue to press on, and we got to do a great job in recruiting. Recruiting, makes the team better. Go out and find the right kids to dominate each and every day. Got to prepare ourselves for that recruiting every time. So you got to build from that standpoint. We just got to get better each and every day at that. We get better players in, get more players in to kind of push the team forward in terms of what we do, offensive and defensive. So I think that will help in the area today to be successful as a coach. You got to have good football players.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
James Hill, you're up.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in Southern are well. Congratulations. Tell us the difference, how challenging it is when you're head coach, as seen at the Alcorn State University, and then when you're interim, as seen recently. How challenging is it? What's the difference in that process?
It's pretty much pretty much the same for me. I mean, I've been here before, but just as an interim head coach, you come in and do the job that's supposed to be done as an interim head coach, and try to still create transparency with the football program, with the staff and everybody, in the administration part as well. So we just had to stay focused on the task at hand when you're coming in as an interim coach, and what would turn into be what was the goal for the beginning of the season. So it is to win. So we have to win ball games, no matter where or where you come from or where you go. You have to win ball games. So that's our intent and purposes, to finish this season out strong with the winning record, with the winning season, I would say. But we still have a chance to be on the winning side of the stick. So we just got to put our minds together as coaches and players to dominate on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach. Have a blessed week. Good luck against Pine Bluff.
Thank you, sir.
Coach McNair, we thank you so very much for your time, and good luck to you this week.
I appreciate you guys.
That was Fred McNair, interim head coach for Southern University. Scheduled next is head coach Chris Dishman. They had an off week this past week, and this week they are on the road, and they'll be taking on, check that, they'll be at home taking on Alcorn State. Coach Dishman, are you there? All right, awaiting the arrival of Coach Dishman. They'll be taking on Alcorn State at 2 p.m. this Saturday. And we'll wait a few more moments for head coach Chris Dishman. Got about 5 more minutes, and we'll see if Coach Dishman will get in on the Zoom. They were off last week, and this week they'll be hosting Alcorn State. And scheduled after Coach Dishman will be the head coach for Jackson State University, TC Taylor. We've got a few more minutes that we'll be waiting for Coach Dishman. All right, we'll try to get this started early. Coach Taylor, are you there? Coach T.C. Taylor for Jackson State. Our next scheduled person after Coach Dishman will be head coach T.C. Taylor of Jackson State in about 2 minutes. All right. Coach Taylor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All righty. We're joined now by the head coach of Jackson State University. This past week in Las Vegas, they fell to Grambling State 26-24. Coach, if you can give us an opening statement, and then we'll open it up for members of the media.
Yeah, tough loss this past weekend for our program. Hats off to Grambling. They did a great job of coming there and executing for 4 quarters. Good football game, though. I thought our guys did play with great effort throughout the game. In the end, we had an opportunity to win the game, but couldn't find a way to put them away. So we just got to put that behind us as a program. We still control our own destiny. So it's all about going down here to Tallahassee against FAMU and getting ready for this one. We're going to take it one game at a time. Again, like I said, we control our own destiny as far as trying to win the East. And, we're looking forward to the opportunity, rebounding this weekend.
All right, we'll open up for members of the media, and we'll go in this order. Dwayne Nash, then Daniels, then Doc Holliday, Hill, then Cartwright. Dwayne Nash, you're up.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm doing good. Yourself? All right. I want to go ahead and move on to your opponent coming up this week, Florida A&M. This Rattler team doesn't look anything like the way that they did in the first 5 weeks of the season with their recent 2 victories. Now, is it just that they look different to us because of their recent wins, or do they still look the same to you guys the way that you've prepared for them this upcoming week?
No, they're definitely playing better football. You see that, in their record and their wins, what they're doing as a program. Coach Colzie has those guys on the right track. That's a huge win. It's always tough to go down into Baton Rouge and win a football game. They found a way to get it done. Their quarterback is, the leader of that team. He's playing great. Defense is stepping up. So we got to be on our A game and go out here and execute at a high level this weekend because, again, like you said, they are playing good football right now.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, Perry Daniels.
Good afternoon, Coach.
How you doing, Perry?
I'm well, Coach. Can you give us an update on Jacoby and Morgan?
Yeah, he's going to the doctor here shortly, so we're waiting. He is on crutches right now, but he's going to the doctor here shortly. And we'll know a diagnosis probably sometime after. What time is it? A little after 1 o'clock. So he'll see the doctor today. And we will act accordingly once we find out what's going on with him. But he is heading that way now.
Great football game this weekend, Coach. I realize you came up a little short and not the expectations for the Tigers, but entertaining game. Good luck this week.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Perry.
Doc Holliday, then James Hill, then Cartwright.
Coach TC, how you doing today?
I'm good, Doc. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Give us the your decision on putting Parker in. And y'all already had Jared Lockhart on the bench, who was ready to go in the games. But people wanted to know why put Parker in first before Jared.
Yeah, what the deal was, Parker has always been the backup. We just was kind of waiting to see how serious Jacobian injury was too as well. Lockhart was a guy we wanted to, potentially redshirt, but once we saw and got the diagnosis of Jacobian, we had to go over the game plan with Jared, make sure he was good to go in the game once we went over everything. And, we needed a spark at that moment. Parker did get us up and down the field in some situations, but we needed a spark. And then once Jared was ready, I think Parker went out the first series in the second half, and after that, we put Jared in. And he went out there and did pretty good. I think he ended up with like 3 of 8. Did throw a touchdown, ran a touchdown as well. But that was the situation. Was that with that? We was waiting on the diagnosis of Jacoby, and once we got that, we knew we had to make the adjustment. And I did go to both of them after that and told them both of them got to be ready to go.
All right, appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you.
James Hill, then Mr. Cartwright. Hill, you're up.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in Mississippi are well. Talk a little bit about this rivalry. We know through history, these are blue bloods. It's recently it had implications on who would win the East, who would maybe go to the Celebration Bowl, all that kind of stuff. But this time around, it's a football game. Tell us a little bit about your thought process going in the historical piece.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, it's been some great games between Jackson State and FAMU. You talk about, the opportunity to go and brag a historic stadium, historic program in FAMU. So those guys are going to be up and ready to go. And it's like you said, this is turning into a rivalry. It went down to the wire last year when we played them. True Thompson made a great play on their quarterback, and Philip Webb goes and scores and kind of puts the game away. So we're expecting another great game this weekend. Those guys are going to play hard. They play well at home. It's going to be a big weekend. I think some surrounding schools got homecoming. Going to be a lot of people in town that weekend. So we got to come ready to go. Again, we're in control of our own destiny at this point. So we got to get it right this weekend.
Thank you, Coach. Have a blessed week.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Cartwright and then Bishop.
Hey, Coach TC Taylor, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you talk about the 4th and 9 play, and then also just moving into this week? What's the speech in the building about embracing this next opportunity? Because you guys are playing in a great environment in a night game down there in Tallahassee.
Yeah, both great questions. The 4th and 9, we thought we wanted to get them the 4th and 9. We knew that their backup was down and they had to go to their third string in that situation. I hated to see the injury to T-Set. He played a hell of a game against us, but we had them 4th and 9. We had an opportunity to win that football game. Guys got to be gap sound. We had a couple guys, a guy out of his gap on that particular play. If he's where he's supposed to be in that moment, we're not even talking about, that loss right now. But that quarterback did what he was supposed to do. He pulled it down. I'm not taking nothing from him as a player, as a young man. Great call by their coordinator. And he made it work. He outran Reed to the corner. But you talk about playing sound and fundamental football. That was one time, we wasn't where we were supposed to be as a defense, and it nipped us and bit us in the butt on that particular play. Just trying to, we hadn't played many night games, and this weekend, we got to be ready to go. I think kickoff, like you said, is at 6 o'clock. So it's going to be a late kickoff. We got a lot of time throughout the day. That's the one thing you got to keep your guys locked in with those late kickoffs at 6 p.m. But we'll be ready to go. We'll travel down on Friday, get in the hotel, finish up with meetings, and, just try to keep them on point and up to beat and locked in throughout the day for that 6 o'clock kickoff come Saturday.
Appreciate you as always, Coach. Good luck
Thank
this
you.
weekend.
Thank you, Wayne.
All right, final question for Coach Taylor, Charles Bishop.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
What's going on, Chuck? How are you?
I'm all right. Let me ask this question and just looking at the potential injury prognosis with regards to Jacobian, how much pressure does it ratchet up on the defense to try to create opportunities for scoring for your offense this upcoming weekend?
They have to step up. They know that, you got all freshman QBs in the room now, depending on what, the prognosis, like you said, of this injury, and they have to step up. That was one thing I was pleased with those, with those 2 freshmen. We down 2 touchdowns. You find a way to come back. And, now the defense has to step up and help these guys out, and they understand that.
They'll be better at it this weekend. They'll be ready to go. We're pretty healthy over there. But they know now in these kinds of situations when you're playing with freshman QBs, they got to be on their A game. We was just talking about being gap sound, things like that, creating turnovers like you talked about. They got to be able to score points as well.
Appreciate that as always, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Taylor, we thank you so very much for your time and good luck to you this week.
All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. And we do have Coach Dishman on. Coach Dishman, are you there?
I'm here.
All righty. If you could cut on your camera.
Hold on, my camera was on.
Let's see here. Oh, still off, Coach. Let's see. Hang on. I'll get you up. All right.
Well, like, I can see you guys, but I guess you guys can't see me.
All right, we're going to get your camera up momentarily. All right.
Can you hear us?
Yep, we hear you just fine.
Okay, we can go ahead and get started. No problem.
All right, Coach Dishman, you had an off week. Could you talk about your off week and talk about preparations for this week's game? Go ahead, Coach.
Well, it's always great to get a bye week to get away for a little bit. We did some self-scouting of what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. And, you know, we have changed some stuff, if stuff we're doing wrong, we understand what we're doing wrong or how we're doing it or how we're teaching it. And was able to change some stuff over the bye week to make us a better team.
All right, we'll open up for questions. We got Mr. Hill and Mr. Cartwright. Mr. Hill, you're up.
Hey, Coach, I hope you and everyone in Houston are well. Can you talk a little bit about going forward, what you see when you look at Alcorn State and a great opportunity in another football game? What do you see with that team?
Well, they're a very disciplined team. I got to say, I've been pronouncing it Alcorn over the years, and the great Steve McNair never told me I was pronouncing it wrong. It's Alcorn. So, you know, they're a very disciplined team. We can see, you know, they got some good players on that team that can beat you if you let them.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, excuse me, Mr. Cartwright, you're up.
Hey, Coach Dishman. So with this game this week off of this bye week, where do you envision this game against Alcorn? What are you looking to see from your squad that can set you guys up for the stretch run ahead?
Been consistent for the last two or 3 weeks. It was a very consistent team. We had our offense, defense, and special teams rolling, and I'm expecting the same output. Getting our offense, defense, and special teams rolling. We've been very complimentary football towards each other.
All right. Good luck this week against Alcorn, Coach.
Coach, could you talk about the conference standings, and do you talk about your team doing what it takes to put yourself in the best position to possibly win the West?
We're just trying to do what we can control. We don't talk about the standings, who's here, who's that. If this team loses, if this team win, we can't worry about that. You know, we got to worry about what Texas Southern do best, and we got to worry about winning the rest of our games. You know, winning the rest of our games will put us at 8-3, and whatever happens, happens. Who will win, I don't know. Well, right now we're not concentrating on that. We're concentrating on winning the best of our games and getting the best of our players. We possibly can get out, and the ones who's going to graduate them.
I hear you. Perry Daniels, you're up.
Coach, that's where I would like to start. You mentioned earlier in the season that your focus was on the classroom and getting your grade rating up. How's that coming along? Where's the progress for that, for the program?
It's coming along very, very, very good. We have our counselors are very good counselors. They really love these kids. Our coaches do a great job of getting these kids in and out of classrooms, in and out the study hall. and staying on top of our kids' grade. You know, every position coach is responsible for their positions, making sure that their kids are in and out of class and having good grades. And so far this year, that's what we've been doing.
Thank you for that answer, Coach. You're making a great impact in the conference, in your program, and on the culture.
Thank you, sir. Like I said, I got a very good coaching staff. I can't sit here. I know I'm the head coach, but I can't sit here and say it's all me. I think we work great as a unit, and my coaching staff do a great job of helping me out.
Well, good luck to you this week.
Coach, one final question before we go. Has anyone done anything superstitious since you are on a winning streak?
No, it's all God's plan. I don't believe in superstitions. I have to carry a rock in my left pocket or a four-leaf clover underneath my hat or nothing like that. It's God's plan. Whatever's going to happen, God already have it planned for us, and we just have to fulfill His promises and His plan.
All right. And if we have no other members of the media, Coach, we thank you so very much for your time and good luck to you this week.
All right, thank you.
All right. And that will wrap up this week's Zoom conference. We thank all the members of the media. I think our highest number today was about 32 members of the media. Please make sure you reach out to the sports information directors at the respective institutions if you would like to get further interviews or one-on-ones with the coaches or the players. I'm James Red. Thank you so very much for joining us. And you guys and ladies have a wonderful rest of your week.